Well, hello and welcome to our From LinkedIn Connections to Clients Smart Networking Strategies for 2026. And I have with me the wonderful Linnea Johnston. Linnea is what are you, Linnea? LinkedIn specialist. Hello. And you are an executive visibility strategist. That is exactly what we want today. Hello, Linnea.
Kia ora, Sigrid. Happy to be here with you. Thank you for having me.
It is fantastic to get together for this live here directly into YouTube because so many people are a little bit unsure of what's happened with LinkedIn. So many changes, and you're focusing on the AI component in particular. People still don't really understand what to do different, how to handle things, even though many, many people use LinkedIn for networking. I sometimes think they're not really using it for the type of networking that I look at. So, what is there in very brief terms different, Linnea? Share with us the LinkedIn side.
Sure. So late last year, we all heard about something called 360 Brew, which is a new way of LinkedIn operating. It's a new engine under the hood, which doesn't just look at individual aspects of LinkedIn, like your profile, like your comments, like your posting in isolation. It pulls them all together and looks at everything in one entity. So, in other words, if your profile doesn't match your posting and you're commenting about other things, entirely, then the AI and inevitably LinkedIn behind it can't tell who you are and what you do. So the focus now has to be on clarity of your message. What is it that you do, that you specialize in, that's your niche or area of expertise? And if LinkedIn and its AI can verify that and know that that's exactly who you are and what you do from your activity on LinkedIn, then it will discover you, surface you, and help you be shown in search appearances and make you more visible online.
Okay, Lydia, that sounds like loads of new things. But when I hear that, I have been around probably as long as you have in this world of business. And to me, this is all same as what we already knew from before AI. It's just become highlighted all of a sudden so that people are aware again or aware for the first time because of course there's lots new people in business and using LinkedIn and generally social media platforms, and they don't know this. It has always been a big factor of networking that when you go, whether you are going into a person-to-person networking room or you're now going into a Zoom networking room, you have to be someone for one thing so that people can easily hear and remember what it is you stand for. Isn't that the case, Linnea? I mean, you have to be specific for people to understand what you do.
Yes, I agree with you. You can't be all things to all people because then you're nothing to no one, are you? So having a niche where you can specialize, I think is really important. So an example in my industry is that a lot of people tack on doing LinkedIn to other work. They might be copywriters, they might be website designers and creators, they might be general communications people who also do a bit of LinkedIn. But my argument is that if you are known for a lot of things, you cannot be known for one thing and one thing only. And in the days of AI, which are right here and with us now, that is what we need to be known for because AI can't discover us for a number of different things. It can only discover us for one. We need to be known for one thing and one thing only. And you're right, that does come across in our networking and how we approach that on LinkedIn because LinkedIn is, of course, one huge networking room, more than a billion people on the platform. There's no excuse for not being here and being active, I think, in a networking way. And I really like the way that you do it because you've got this global online live networking, which is different from anybody else. And I do enjoy the way that that gives you an opportunity to meet people from all over the world because here I am in New Zealand at the bottom of the world, Sigrid. And so to be able to meet people from the US, from Europe, and the UK is absolutely wonderful. And I'm so pleased the technology exists for that and that you are ahead of the pack and helping us to be able to learn how to use it to get benefit from that.
Thanks, Linnea. That's excellent that you say that it really highlights the importance. I believe that when we can connect globally, especially in business, it is important to exchange ideas, how we do things differently from cultural backgrounds, because if we want to do business with each other, we need to be mindful of how other people speak, how they behave, how they dress to some extent. And sure, on Zoom, we can sort of, show the top part, which is fantastic. But here are a couple of things that I find is really important with being online as well for the global connections. We want to really show that we are authentic and us. And when we are looking at somebody in the Zoom on the other side of the world, we do pick up certain we pick up certain visuals, and I think they translate, of course, for different people differently into what that means. If you smile, if you don't smile, if you are distracted, if you're looking into the camera, those are all little things that we pick up when we talk to somebody, and they are part of the networking. So when we're looking at networking smartly, making connections on LinkedIn and bringing them across into becoming clients. What comes to mind, Linnea, like say 2 or 3 particular things or steps to do? We have made a connection, now we want to take them towards the potential client opportunity for us.
Right. So I think the first thing to remember is that it takes time. If you go to a new connection and say, please buy my widget, they'll just disconnect from you, block you, and you'll never hear from them again. So you need to build a relationship, just like in the real world, Sigrid, and that takes time. So you need to start a conversation and you need to find something that you both have in common, a synergy, and you might get that from some of their posts or you might get that from their profile. But start a discussion or a conversation with somebody about something they are interested in, and that unfortunately is not your fabulous widget. You just need to be human, because that's what authenticity is all about in the AI age. And once you've got a line of communication going, then you start to build that trust, and you can start to send them other content. You might send them a post they might be interested. It doesn't even have to be your own post, as long as it's something that you think they'll be interested in. You could send them a voice message, you could send them a video, you could send them a YouTube video, why not, about something that you think they might be interested in. Invite them to an event. But you do not sit there and say, please buy my widget. That is seriously the wrong thing to do. It turns everybody off. So it takes time. It's about building that relationship over a period of weeks and months. And yes, a lot of people then like to get the conversation off LinkedIn. I think that's perfectly acceptable. You could go to email, you could have a Zoom meeting, whatever it might happen to be. But it has to start with that communication between the two of you right at the very beginning when you've just connected, Sigrid.
Absolutely in line and aligned with what I do and really promote in the Global Business Networking live online. I make sure that every participant in their introduction, and I do send out introduction templates so that they can already pre-arrange for themselves how they would like to introduce themselves. I don't think everybody does that in networking. So you've already got a template that you can work with for your introduction to really stay on point and powerfully come across as that one thing you stand for. And in the introduction, as that very first moment of being seen by the others in the room, but also being seen live online, particularly in LinkedIn, where we're currently streaming into, we then take that the next step in our guided discussions. As you know, Linnea, the guided discussions open up the opportunity for every participant to share more about themselves and their work on the topic that we have at the time. And I think that really, in my desire, brings that connection to everybody already onto the coming towards trust level. I can trust Linnea because she said this as a response to the question and the discussion, and I can relate to that. So then when we do come off LinkedIn, the live, and we go into our Zoom area only, there is already that little tiny first step of trust created, and the curiosity to say, hey, Linnea, I want to know more. You said this, this, and this. And I think that is what you are just sharing also, very much aligned with that. It does take time, of course. There's a process of getting to know or warming up towards each other to know, yes, this is a person I want to know more about, or maybe not quite, but on some level I can still stay connected. Excellent. I like that, because the trust does take time, Linnea, to create. And when we put content out into LinkedIn, that's one way, but it's not the same as talking to people, even messaging. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely, because you're broadcasting then, like we're doing now. We're here, we're talking to a number of different people out there in the audience. So, but they can't feed back to us immediately, right? They might be able to in the comments, but we're not seeing those. But when you are in a room with somebody and you're talking one-to-one with somebody, you can immediately get response from people. And so I think that we have to think about this, and how do we really want to communicate with people? Do we want to just fling mud at a wall and hope we get a response? Or do we really want to be doing business one-to-one with people? Well, it's such an old adage, but I will say it again, that people do business with people they know, like, and trust. And it's a lot harder to know, like, and trust someone if all you're doing is reading their posts and looking at their profile. You want to have a conversation with them. You want to get to know them. And I think it's really important to remember that LinkedIn provides those kinds of opportunities. There's a lot of things that LinkedIn does great. There are a lot of things that it doesn't do quite so well, but it does do the networking side of it really very efficiently, in allowing us to do LinkedIn Lives and allowing us to do video messages to people and all the other possibilities as well. So I think there are a lot of possibilities here, and opportunities maybe, for people to use LinkedIn to be able to gain benefits or gain clients from their connections, but they're probably not exploring all of those options yet.
I totally agree with you. So if we're coming to, let's say, the summary conclusion of what we are sharing here, from LinkedIn connections to clients using smart networking strategies for 2026, what would be your summary, Linnea, for this live session?
Be human, be yourself, be authentic. That's it.
That's it. Short and
That's
sharp. Short and sharp. And I agree with you. And I put to that, in live networking, we can be human. We cannot, we can pretend, but I think it shows when we do so. So be yourself in live networking. And from the live networking, you can take any conversation further into LinkedIn. It's very different when you start messaging with somebody you already met at a live networking online session, and then message, then starting a connection and messaging when they don't know you and they don't know what to read into your words, because we do read different things into words, don't we?
We do, absolutely. And people are inherently suspicious, so you need to build that trust.
So we are coming to that conclusion. It does take time. Be yourself, be human in an AI world. Let that shine through, and you can certainly make those connections and turn them into clients. LinkedIn offers us lots of opportunities to do so and really network both on the platform, online, bringing it all together. Thanks, Linnea, for sharing your insights here with me at this live today.
Thank you for inviting me, Sigrid. It's been a pleasure as always.